Your baby is sitting in their high chair. You have a spoonful of peas in your hand, and you have been holding your breath without realizing it. You bring the spoon closer. Your baby turns their head. You move the spoon to follow their mouth. Your baby swats it. Green puree splatters across the tray, the floor, your sleeve. You sigh. You scrape the mess into the sink, and you think, my baby hates vegetables. What if that head turn was not rejection? What if it was your baby's ancient survival system doing exactly what it was designed to do? You have probably been told to hide the veggies in a smoothie, or bribe your child with dessert, or just keep pushing until they give in. But here is the part most parents miss. Your baby's brain is not trying to be difficult. It is trying to keep them alive. And once you understand how that brain works, you can work with it instead of fighting against it. By the end of this video, you will understand 3 evidence-backed tricks that actually help your baby eat vegetables. No pressure, no force, no power struggles. Then I will share a bonus section on what to do if you feel like you have already created a veggie battle that feels impossible to win. Let's start with the first trick, and it is the one most parents accidentally skip. Trick number 1 is the neutral re-exposure. It is the just offer rule. It sounds too simple to work, but it is the foundation of everything else. Picture this. You put a single pea on your baby's tray. Your baby picks it up, squishes it between their fingers, drops it on the floor. You assume they do not like peas, so you stop offering them. That makes sense. Why would you keep serving something your baby seems to reject? But here is what may actually be happening. Your baby is not rejecting the pea. They are investigating it. They are learning its texture, its smell, the way it feels when they squeeze it. This is the first step in a process called the sequential oral sensory hierarchy, sometimes called the SOS approach. It goes like this: tolerate, interact, smell, taste, eat. Your baby is on step 2. They are interacting. And that is not failure. That is progress. Studies suggest that when infants are offered a bitter vegetable like peas multiple times, many gradually accept it. For example, one study found that repeated exposure increased consumption significantly. But here is the critical detail. That only worked when no pressure was involved. Your baby's brain tends to be cautious of new tastes, especially bitter ones. In evolutionary history, bitterness often signals something unsafe. So when your baby refuses a vegetable, their brain is saying, I do not know if this is safe yet. It is not stubbornness. It is survival. And here is the relief. You are not failing. Your baby is not being difficult. They are doing exactly what their brain was designed to do. The practical shift is small. Offer one small piece of the vegetable, no more than a teaspoon, once a day for 10 days. Do not comment. Do not praise. Do not pressure. Just offer and move on. Your job is not to make them eat. Your job is to make the vegetable familiar. But here is where most parents accidentally undo all that hard work. They add pressure. And that brings us to the second trick. Trick number 2 is the playful task. I call it the sprinkle the cheese rule. Imagine this. You put a plate of broccoli in front of your toddler. They push it away. You say, just try one bite. They cry. You feel defeated. You wonder if you are doing something wrong. What you may assume is that you need to convince them to eat. You need to use your authority. You need to be firm. But what may actually be happening is something called reactance. It is a psychological term for what happens when someone feels their freedom is being taken away. The more you push, the more your child resists to protect their sense of control. Research has found that pressure during feeding can actually decrease vegetable acceptance over time. Pressure does not work. It backfires. So what does work? Lowering the stakes. The SOS feeding approach, developed by Dr. K. Toomey, suggests starting with non-eating tasks. Let your child sprinkle cheese on the broccoli. Arrange it into a tree. Dip it into a sauce. No eating required. A pilot study found that this approach helped many children move toward acceptance. Why? Because when your baby feels in control, their threat detection system calms down. The vegetable stops being something to fear and becomes something to explore. The brain shifts from "is this safe" to "what can I do with this?" You do not need to be a short-order cook or a master negotiator. You just need to change the goal from eating to playing. Next time you serve a new vegetable, give your child a task. Can you sprinkle the cheese on the broccoli? Or let's make a bridge with the carrot sticks. No eating required. If they put it in their mouth, great. If they put it in their mouth, great. If they do not, that is fine too. You are building comfort, not consumption. Now, what about the taste itself? Because let's be honest, some vegetables are just bitter, And that is where the third trick comes in. Trick number 3 is the flavor bridge. It is the sweet meets bitter rule. Picture this, you offer a piece of raw kale to your toddler. They spit it out immediately. You think, my child is a picky eater who hates greens. But here is what may actually be happening. Your child may be a prop tester. Prop is a bitter compound that some people are genetically sensitive to. Many children are more sensitive to bitter flavors than adults. To them, kale or broccoli does not taste mildly bitter. It tastes intensely bitter, almost like something unsafe. Your baby's taste buds are more sensitive than yours. A vegetable that tastes mildly bitter to you can taste overwhelmingly bitter to them. And their brain is telling them, do not eat this, but you can work with this. Researchers have found that pairing a bitter vegetable with a sweet or savory flavor can significantly increase acceptance. This is called a flavor bridge. The sweet or familiar flavor masks the bitterness and helps the brain associate the vegetable with something positive. For example, roasting carrots with a tiny bit of maple syrup caramelizes the natural sugars and reduces bitterness. Blending spinach into a berry smoothie masks the green flavor with sweetness. Dipping broccoli into a yogurt-based ranch adds a familiar creamy taste. The goal is not to hide the vegetable. It is to create a bridge from familiar to new. Over time, as your child becomes more comfortable, you can reduce the bridge and offer the vegetable in its more natural form. Your child is not being dramatic. Their biology is real, and you can work with it. Roast carrots with a little maple syrup. Blend spinach into a berry smoothie. Dip broccoli into a yogurt-based ranch. The goal is not to hide the vegetable, but to create a bridge from familiar to new. Now, let's talk about what to do if you feel like you have already created a veggie battle. You have been hiding pureed zucchini in muffins for months. Now your toddler refuses to eat a whole zucchini. You feel like you failed. You may assume you ruined vegetables for your child forever. But here is what may actually be happening. Hiding vegetables may reduce acceptance of the whole vegetable over time, because your child never learns to associate the vegetable with its natural taste and texture. But this is not permanent. Researchers suggest that the key is repeated exposure to the real vegetable in a low-pressure environment. Go back to the SOS hierarchy. Start with tolerate, then interact, then smell, then taste, then eat. Go back to step 1. You were doing your best with the information you had. Now that you understand the pattern, you can gently change it. Your baby's brain is flexible. Repair is always possible. Stop hiding, start offering the whole vegetable in a playful, pressure-free way. Use the 3 tricks from this video. And remember, it is never too late to start over. Your baby does not need perfect feeding. They need repeated exposure, low-pressure play, and flavor bridges that make vegetables feel safe. You are not failing, you are learning their brain. Pick one vegetable. Offer it once a day for 10 days. No pressure, no praise. Just offer, then watch what happens. You were doing your best with the information you had. Now you have more, and that is enough. What is one vegetable you are going to try again this week without pressure? Subscribe if you want to keep understanding your baby's brain with less guilt and more confidence. See you in the next video.